They say I'm the most obedient, docile fiancé in the upper-class circle of City S. Quiet, well-bred, humble, and endlessly tolerant of my fiancé, Lu Tingzhou. For 3 years of engagement, I've swallowed all the grievances alone. I've watched him flirt with countless socialite ladies, watched his childhood sweetheart Jiang Shuang pretend to be weak and cling to him, and endured the whole circle's secret ridicule that I'm a useless placeholder fiancé. Everyone thinks I'm deeply in love with Lu Tingzhou, willing to compromise for this wealthy marriage, willing to tolerate his ambiguity and betrayal, and willing to wait foolishly for him to settle down. Lu Tingzhou also thinks so. He always pinches my chin lazily, his eyes cold and perfunctory. Su Wan, be good. Don't make trouble. Shuang is just my sister. No one can replace your position as the Lu family's young mistress. Jiang Shuang leans on his arm weakly, her eyes red and wet, acting innocent and sensible. Sister Wan, don't misunderstand me. I only have brother Tingzhou as my family. If I make you uncomfortable, I'll leave immediately. In the past, I would lower my eyes, pretend to be gentle and magnanimous, and say I didn't mind. But no one knows. My heart is already rotten with disgust. I don't love Lu Tingzhou at all. This engagement was just a transaction my grandfather made with the Lu family to protect my declining family enterprise. I've been playing the role of a devoted fiancé for 3 years, just to wait for the Su family to stabilize and completely break free from the Lu family's restraint. All my gentleness is a disguise. All my tolerance is a strategy. And on the night of the annual City S Wealthy Gala, my hidden inner voice, which I have hidden for 3 years, suddenly leaks to everyone around me. No one can hear it at first, but as long as I have a thought in my heart, the voice will float in the air clearly, penetrating and resounding, falling into the ears of every wealthy celebrity, every guest, and every camera on the scene. The whole upper-class circle watched my perfect, gentle persona collapse in an instant. Watched me publicly peel off the masks of the scumbag man and the green tea female supporting character and crush their false affection completely. Hashtag Chapter 1 Inner Voice Leaks, Live Scene Disillusionment. The Winter Gala of City S is the most luxurious social event in the wealthy circle. Crystal chandeliers hang all over the hall, diamond decorations sparkle everywhere, and famous luxury cars are parked outside the venue. All the top families and celebrity elites gather here, glamorous and extravagant. As Lu Tingzhou's official fiancé, I wear custom-made white haute couture dress, with delicate makeup and a calm temperament. I stand beside Lu Tingzhou politely and gracefully, greeting all the elders and guests with a standard gentle smile. Lu Tingzhou is the top wealthy heir in City S, handsome, tall, and powerful, with a cold and noble temperament. Standing with me, we look like a perfect golden couple in the eyes of outsiders. The surrounding guests whisper and praise continuously. Young Master Lu and Miss Su are really a match made in heaven. Miss Su is so gentle and sensible, she's the most suitable daughter-in-law for the Lu family. After 3 years of engagement, Miss Su has never had a single quarrel with young Master Lu. She's tolerant and generous, no other socialite can compare with her. Young Master Lu is really lucky to have such a well-behaved and devoted fiancé. Listening to these praises, I keep a gentle smile on my face, but my heart is full of sneers. Match made in heaven. Ridiculous. A cheating dogman and a hypocritical green tea. They are the perfect pair of birds of a feather. I'm just a tool person they used to block the family's marriage arrangement. The moment this thought flashed through my mind, a clear and cold female voice suddenly echoed in the quiet crowd. The voice was exactly mine, but it was sharp, sarcastic, and completely different from my gentle appearance. The whole hall fell into a strange silence in an instant. All the whispering praises stopped abruptly. Everyone looked around in shock, wondering where the sudden voice came from. Lu Tingzhou's tall body stiffened slightly. He frowned and looked around, his deep eyes full of confusion. Who's talking? No one answered. Everyone looked at each other in blank dismay, thinking it was the sound of the venue's stereo malfunction, and they quickly looked away, continuing their communication. I also thought it was my auditory hallucination at first, and I didn't take it to heart. Until Jiang Shuang walked over with a glass of red wine, her long hair fluttering, her face pale and weak, with a delicate and pitiful look. She walked straight to Lu Tingzhou's side, her steps trembling slightly as if she was unwell, and her soft voice was full of grievance. Brother Tingzhou, my stomach hurts a little. Can you accompany me to rest for a while? As soon as she appeared, all the eyes of the surrounding guests gathered on the 3 of us. Everyone knows that Jiang Shuang is Lu Tingzhou's childhood sweetheart, the white moonlight he has protected for more than 20 years. Even with me as his fiancé, Lu Tingzhou has always favored her exceptionally. Lu Tingzhou's cold eyes softened instantly. He raised his hand to hold Jiang Shuang's arm, his tone gentle and doting, completely different from his perfunctory attitude towards me. Why is your stomach hurting again? I told you not to drink cold drinks. Wait for me. I'll take you to the lounge. He completely ignored my existence beside him, ignored the countless eyes watching us, and was about to leave with Jiang Shuang in his arms. In public, in front of all the upper-class celebrities, he left his official fiancé alone for his ambiguous childhood sweetheart. This is the contempt and disrespect he has given me countless times in 3 years. In the past, I would stand quietly in place, smile and nod, and tell him it's okay, let him take good care of Shuang. But now, looking at their intimate backs, the disgust in my heart surged wildly. Pretending to be sick and acting pitiful again. This green tease trick has not changed in 20 years. Liu Tingzhou is really blind. He can't see such obvious scheming. He just likes being fooled by this hypocritical woman. A stomachache after drinking half a glass of red wine? Who are you fooling? You just want to steal my limelight and show off your special position in front of everyone. Two clear voices floated in the air again, louder and clearer than before, resounding throughout the entire gala hall without any obstruction. This time, no one thought it was a stereo malfunction. Every guest present heard it clearly. The entire luxurious venue fell into dead silence. All eyes were fixed on me in an instant, shocked, astonished, and incredulous. Liu Tingzhou's footsteps stopped abruptly. His body turned back slowly, his deep eyes staring at me sharply, full of shock and anger. Jiang Shuang's pitiful expression froze on her face. Her pale cheeks instantly turned bloodless, and her eyes were full of panic and embarrassment. She raised her hand to hold her chest, her eyes red and tearful, looking at me aggrievedly. Sister One, did you say that I really didn't mean to rob Brother Tingzhou from you. If I made you unhappy, I can apologize. She started her usual White Lotus performance, pretending to be humble and sensible, and secretly guiding everyone to think that I was jealous and making trouble for no reason. The surrounding guests also began to whisper and discuss. Is that Miss Sue's voice? But she didn't open her mouth just now. It's exactly her tone, but it's too sharp. It's completely different from her usual gentle look. Could it be that Miss Sue has been pretending all the time? She has long been dissatisfied with young Master Liu and Miss Jiang. Facing everyone's probing gazes and Jiang Shuang's pretentious grievance, I remained expressionless, standing straight in place, without any flinch or panic. My heart was full of cold mockery. Apologize. You are so good at pretending. Every time you make a mistake, you use apology as a cover to win sympathy. The more you pretend to be wronged, the more everyone pities you, and I become the vicious, jealous woman for no reason. I've endured your petty tricks for 3 years. I'm tired of acting with you too. Today, let's tear off all your masks once and for all. As soon as the inner voice fell, the clear voice floated in the air again, resounding clearly in everyone's ears. Now everyone is completely sure. This is Su Wan's inner voice. Her heart is completely different from her appearance. The gentle, sensible, tolerant, and devoted Miss Su in everyone's eyes is actually sober, sarcastic, and extremely clear about everything. Liu Tingzhou's face turned completely cold. He strode towards me, his tall figure pressing down with a strong sense of oppression. He grabbed my wrist forcefully, his voice low and angry. Su Wan, what's wrong with you tonight? What nonsense are you talking in front of everyone? His grip was extremely strong, and his fingertips pinched my wrist with pain. In the past, I would soften my attitude because of his anger, take the initiative to admit my mistake, and beg for his forgiveness. But this time, the more he pressures me, the more ridiculous I feel. Nonsense! I'm just telling the truth, Liu Tingzhou. You know better than anyone how many times you've cheated on me in 3 years of engagement. How many nights have you stayed with Jiang Shuang? How many gifts prepared for me have you given to her privately? You enjoy my gentleness and tolerance, enjoy the stability brought by my engagement, and at the same time cling to your white moonlight, want both face and affection. You are the most greedy and hypocritical person. Every word of the inner voice is sonorous and powerful, without any reservation, completely exposing Liu Tingzhou's greedy and hypocritical true face in public. The crowd was in an uproar. No one expected that the perfect wealthy couple would have such dirty hidden secrets. Liu Tingzhou's face turned from cold to livid, and his eyes were full of disbelief and panic. He never thought that the always obedient Su Wan would have such thoughts in her heart, and even let these thoughts leak out in public. Shut up, he growled in a low voice, trying to stop the spreading voice. Su Wan, control your words. I raised my eyes coldly for the first time, looked directly into his furious eyes, and the corners of my mouth raised a faint sarcastic smile. Control? Why should I control it? I've acted as your tool fiancé for 3 years, endured your betrayal and ambiguity for 3 years, and I've had enough. From today on, I won't act anymore. Liu Tingzhou, your farce with Jiang Shuang, you can perform it by yourselves. I won't accompany you to pretend anymore. Chapter 2 Public Face-Slapping. Expose all cheating evidence. Jiang Shuang saw that Liu Tingzhou was completely angry, and she knew that the situation was out of control. She immediately took the opportunity to shed tears, her shoulders trembling slightly, looking extremely vulnerable. Brother Tingzhou, don't blame Sister One. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have appeared here today, making Sister One jealous and wronged. I'll leave right now, and I won't disturb you and Sister One again. She turned around while crying, pretending to leave in grievance, but her steps were slow, obviously waiting for Liu Tingzhou to keep her and comfort her in public. This is her usual routine, using weakness to win sympathy and force Liu Tingzhou to stand by her side, making me the unreasonable villain. The surrounding guests also began to discuss one after another, and many people's eyes were biased towards Jiang Shuang. Miss Jiang is too sensible. She's obviously the one who's wronged, but she's still taking the initiative to admit her mistake. Miss Su is too jealous. Young Master Liu and Miss Jiang have known each other since childhood, and their relationship is deeper. There's no need for her to be so fussy. Maybe Miss Sue has been holding back for too long and lost her temper tonight. Listening to these biased remarks, I didn't get angry or flustered. On the contrary, I felt extremely ridiculous in my heart. Jealous? I'm not jealous of her at all. I just dislike her for occupying my fiancé's identity resources while pretending to be innocent. She pretends to be humble and sensible on the surface, but secretly uses Lu Tingzhou's favor to snatch resources, suppress other socialites, and even slander me behind my back many times. Last month, she pretended to accidentally spill red wine on my custom dress at the cocktail party. Last week, she secretly deleted my competition invitation letter. All her mistakes are covered by her weak persona. The clear inner voice kept spreading, and every sentence was solid evidence, which made the onlookers stunned. Everyone didn't expect that the weak and sensible Jiang Shuang would have so many petty tricks behind her back. Jiang Shuang's crying figure froze completely. She turned around in panic, her tearful eyes full of horror. No, I didn't. Sister, Wan is slandering me. I have never done these things. Slandering. I finally opened my mouth, my voice cold and calm, without any extra emotion. Do you need me to take out the monitoring records and chat screenshots to prove it? I raised my hand, and the assistant beside me immediately stepped forward and projected all the evidence stored in the tablet onto the large screen of the gala venue. The clear monitoring screen showed the scene of Jiang Shuang deliberately spilling red wine on my dress. The complete chat records showed her secretly asking someone to delete my competition information and slandering my character in the socialite group. All the evidence is clear and irrefutable. The whole venue was completely boiling. It's true, Miss Jiang really did these things. She's too good at pretending. Usually she looks so innocent, but she's so scheming in private. I was almost fooled by her. It turns out Miss Sue has been wronged all the time. The public opinion completely reversed in an instant. Jiang Shuang's face was as pale as paper, and she couldn't shed tears anymore. She stood stiffly in place, her perfect white lotus persona completely shattered. Lu Tingzhou looked at the evidence on the screen, then at the flustered Jiang Shuang, and finally looked at the calm and cold me in front of him. His heart was full of chaos and disbelief. He always thought that Jiang Shuang was simple and kind, and that I was narrow-minded and jealous. It turned out that everything was his misunderstanding. But even so, he still stubbornly defended Jiang Shuang. Shuang is just young and naive. She didn't mean it. Su Wan, you are too fussy to hold on to these trivial things. His words completely chilled the last trace of affection I had for this transactional relationship. Naive? Trivial things? I sneered in my heart, and the inner voice spread loudly again. Lu Tingzhou, the most trivial thing in your eyes is the repeated humiliation and injury I endured. She destroys my dress, ruins my opportunities, and slanders my reputation, but in your eyes it's just naive and playful. Then what about your cheating? Last Friday night, you stayed in the hotel with her. The hotel check-in record, the intimate photos, are these also trivial things? You kissed her goodnight in the hotel corridor, held her hand and promised to protect her forever, and turned around to send me a perfunctory goodnight message. Do you dare to say this is not cheating? Every word hit the nail on the head, directly exposing Lu Tingzhou's most private and hidden cheating facts. Lu Tingzhou's face turned completely pale. He never thought that I would know everything clearly. He thought he hid his ambiguity with Jiang Shuang perfectly, thought I was ignorant and easy to fool, but I had seen through all his tricks long ago. I took the tablet from the assistant and continued to project more evidence. Hotel check-in records, consumption records, intimate photos, and even the chat records of Lu Tingzhou promising to break off the engagement with me and marry Jiang Shuang. All the cheating evidence is completely exposed in front of all the upper-class celebrities in City S. The perfect image of the noble and dedicated young master of the Lu family collapsed completely in an instant. Everyone looked at Lu Tingzhou with disdain and ridicule. It turns out that the famous golden bachelor in City S is a cheating scumbag who plays with two women at the same time. Hashtag Chapter 3 Sever engagement on the spot. Scumbag panics and regrets. Facing the overwhelming evidence and the strange eyes of the crowd, Lu Tingzhou finally panicked. He was used to being superior and respected by everyone and had never suffered such a thorough face-slapping and shame in public. He let go of my wrist in a hurry, his voice flustered and eager to explain. Su Wan, it's not what you think. It was an accident that night. I was drunk. I didn't mean to betray you. Listen to my explanation. Accident. I raised my eyes cold and heartless. Drunk cheating is also cheating. There is no excuse for betrayal. Drunk, every time he cheats, he uses drunkenness as an excuse. He is an adult with a clear mind. He knows exactly what he is doing. He just doesn't take me seriously, doesn't respect this engagement at all. He thinks I will forgive him infinitely, just like the previous 3 times he cheated. He thinks I can only rely on the Lu family and dare not break off the engagement. The floating inner voice made Lu Tingzhou's explanation completely powerless. He stared at me in a daze, his chest heaving violently, and there was an unprecedented fluster in his eyes. He suddenly realized that the Su Wan in front of him was no longer the gentle and obedient girl who would wait for his forgiveness and compromise. She is sober, decisive, and has completely abandoned him. Jiang Shuang also realized that the general situation was over. She no longer pretended to be weak, but stared at me fiercely, her voice sharp and resentful. Su Wan, You are deliberately embarrassing us. You don't love Brother Tingzhou at all. You just want to occupy the position of the Lu family's young mistress. Now you are making a scene in public to ruin our reputation. Finally stop pretending. This is your true face, jealous and vicious. I sneered in my heart, and the voice spread out again. Then I took a step forward, stood in the center of the venue, and faced all the guests, announcing loudly and clearly, "Everyone, I, Su Wan, formally announce here that I will completely break off the engagement with Lu Tingzhou from today on. The 3-year engagement is terminated immediately. From now on, Lu Tingzhou and I have no marital or transactional relationship. The Lu family's resources and connections, I, Su Wan, don't care at all. Lu Tingzhou, you and Jiang Shuang are well matched in sin. You deserve each other. I quit." Every word is sonorous and powerful, without any hesitation or nostalgia. The whole venue was completely shocked. No one expected that Su Wan would take the initiative to break off the engagement with a top wealthy heir of City S. You know, how many socialites in the whole city are scrambling to marry Lu Tingzhou? Breaking off this engagement means giving up endless wealth and status. Lu Tingzhou was completely stunned on the spot. He stared at me in disbelief, his brain blank for a moment. He never thought that I would take the initiative to leave him. In his cognition, I have always been dependent on him, humble and attached to this engagement. Even if I am wronged, I will endure it silently and never take the initiative to break up. The moment I announced the termination of the engagement, a strong sense of panic and regret suddenly swept over his whole body. He suddenly realized that he was about to lose the girl who had tolerated him for 3 years, who was gentle and excellent, who had never asked for anything from him. "Su Wan, don't be willful." He strode forward to grab my hand, his voice anxious and flustered. "It's just a misunderstanding. I can solve it. Don't break off the engagement. Now, you know you're flustered? It's too late. When you cheated, when you favored the green tea, when you humiliated me in public, you never thought about today. Regret? Your regret is the cheapest thing in the world. I don't want it all." I mercilessly shook off his hand, my eyes cold without a trace of warmth. "Lu Tingzhou, I'm not being willful. I'm sober. I've endured your betrayal and ambiguity for 3 years, not because I love you, but because I have concerns. Now the Su family has stabilized. I no longer need to rely on the Lu family, and I don't need to continue to pretend to be gentle and tolerant. You like your white moonlight. You love your childhood sweetheart. Then you stay with her well. Don't delay me anymore." After speaking, I took off the custom-made engagement ring on my finger and threw it directly on the ground at Lu Tingzhou's feet. The diamond ring bounced twice on the smooth marble floor, making a clear and piercing sound. It completely shattered the last tie between me and Lu Tingzhou. Lu Tingzhou stared at the ring on the ground, his heart throbbing violently with pain and regret. He looked at my cold and indifferent face, and for the first time in his life, he felt the fear of loss. He wanted to explain, to retain, but all the words were stuck in his throat, and he couldn't say a word. All the onlookers watched the scene in shock, and they were completely conquered by my decisiveness and toughness. This is the real big female led. Clear-minded, decisive in cutting off love, never trapped by feelings, never humble for marriage. Chapter 4 Scumbags Crematorium begins. Green tea collapses completely. After I broke off the engagement on the spot, I turned around and left the gala hall without looking back, my back straight and free, without any nostalgia for the extravagant wealth and status of the Lu family. The moment I stepped out of the venue, all the depression and grievance of the past 3 years dissipated completely. From today on, I, Su Wan, am free. No more pretending to be gentle, no more tolerating betrayal, no more being a tool person for others' marriage and feelings. And the farce in the gala hall just completely exploded in the upper-class circle of City S overnight. All the videos and audio of my inner voice leaking, public face-slapping, and breaking off the engagement were spread wildly in the wealthy circle and social platforms. The public opinion completely overturned the cognition of everyone in City S. Everyone used to think that Su Wan was clinging to Lu Tingzhou, humble and devoted. Now everyone knows that Su Wan has always been sober and independent. She has long seen through the hypocrisy of the scumbag and the green tea, and has been playing a gentle persona just for the sake of her family's interests. On the contrary, Lu Tingzhou and Jiang Shuang became the biggest jokes in the whole city. Lu Tingzhou's perfect noble persona collapsed completely. He was labeled as a cheating scumbag, hypocritical and greedy. The Lu family's corporate stock price plummeted overnight, and many cooperative partners took the initiative to terminate the cooperation, fearing that the negative reputation would affect their own interests. The Lu family's elders were extremely angry. They severely reprimanded Lu Tingzhou, deprived him of part of his inheritance rights, and suspended his position in the group, forcing him to solve the reputation crisis by himself. Lu Tingzhou, who was once superior and unrestrained, suddenly fell from the peak of glory to the bottom. His days of crematorium officially began. After I left, he frantically sent me messages, called me repeatedly, and begged for my forgiveness over and over again. "Su Wan, I know I was wronged. I really know I was wrong. Give me a chance to correct my mistakes. I will break off all contact with Shuang. I will only treat you well in the future, and I will marry you immediately. I was blind before. I didn't see your goodness. I wronged you. Don't leave me, okay?" I can't live without you. All the messages are full of humble begging and regret, completely losing the arrogance and perfunctory of the past. But I never replied to a single message or answered a single call. Now you know how to beg me? It's too late. When I was wronged and cried alone in the middle of the night, where were you? When I was slandered and isolated by everyone, where were you? Your regret is meaningless to me. I have already walked out of the quagmire, and I will never look back. My inner voice is always cold and decisive, without any softening. Lu Tingzhou couldn't get my response, so he could only go to my company and my community to block me every day, waiting for me to give him a chance. He used to be the proud young master who was waited on by others, but now he lowers his posture to the dust, queuing up to send me flowers and gifts every day, standing downstairs in the cold wind for hours just to see me. But all his efforts were in vain. I directly blocked all his contact information, arranged bodyguards to stop him from approaching me, and completely cut off all his ways to contact me. Compared with Lu Tingzhou's miserable crematorium, Zhang Shuang's ending is even more desolate. After her green tea scheme was completely exposed, all her socialite friends broke off contact with her. Everyone saw through her hypocritical face and no longer had any intersection with her. The brand endorsements and fashion resources she relied on were all cancelled. The industry completely blocked her, and she lost all her glamorous jobs. Most importantly, Lu Tingzhou finally woke up completely after losing everything. He clearly realized that Zhang Shuang had been scheming and using him all along. All her weakness and grievance were fake, and all her jealousy and calculation were real. He took the initiative to break off all contact with Zhang Shuang, completely cut off her financial support, and let her fall from the glamorous socialite to an ordinary person with nothing. Zhang Shuang, who had been clinging to Lu Tingzhou for more than 20 years and regarded him as her lifelong reliance, finally got nothing and ended up in complete defeat. She cried and went to find Lu Tingzhou to plead for forgiveness, but only got his coldest rejection. Zhang Shuang, you have been lying to me and calculating me for more than 20 years. You ruined my engagement and my feelings from today on. We have no relationship at all. Don't appear in front of me again. The white moonlight in his heart completely turned into disgusting mosquito blood. This is the most thorough retribution for the green tea female supporting character. Hashtag Chapter 5 Female Growth. Shine brighter than ever. After breaking off the engagement, I completely devoted myself to my career and family business. Without the constraints of the Lu family and the trivial troubles of emotional disputes, my whole person became more relaxed and sharp. I used the 3 years of accumulation and resources I had silently saved to vigorously develop the Su family's enterprise, reform the old industry, expand new business fields, and make the declining Su family enterprise flourish again in just a few months. My personal ability and vision have been recognized by all the industry elites. I have become the youngest outstanding female entrepreneur in City S, shining brightly in the business circle. All the wealthy families who once looked down on me for clinging to the Lu family now take the initiative to come to cooperate with me, respect me, and admire me. I no longer need to rely on any man's power, no longer need to compromise and pretend for any relationship. I myself am the strongest backer. During this period, Lu Tingzhou's crematorium became more and more intense. He watched me become more and more excellent and dazzling, watched me shine brightly in the business circle, and watched countless outstanding elites pursue me. The regret in his heart almost drowned him. He finally understood how precious the girl he abandoned and hurt was. The gentle and tolerant Su, one who loved him unconditionally, is gone forever. The one standing in front of the world now is Su Wan, who is independent, powerful, sober, and free, and never needs anyone's pity and favor. He tried every means to approach me, used the cooperation project to meet me, took the initiative to give up benefits to please me, and even lowered his posture to ask my friends to intercede for him. But I always treat him indifferently, neither hostile nor nostalgic, just treating him as an ordinary cooperative partner or a stranger. His current regret and humility are all because I'm getting better and better. If I were still the humble and tolerant Su Wan before, he would still be perfunctory and arrogant. Never look back at a scumbag who has hurt you. Growth and freedom are the best revenged. My inner voice is always sober and firm, never trapped by the so-called old feelings and regrets. Many people persuade me to give Lu Tingzhou a chance, saying that he has really repented and changed, and has completely broken with Zhang Shuang. But I know very well that betrayal is a mistake that can never be made up for. A person who chooses to hurt you once will hurt you a second time when the temptation comes again. I don't need a repentant scumbag, I only need a perfect self and a brilliant future. Hashtag Chapter 6 Final Ending. No retrospect. All glory for myself. Half a year later, I successfully led the Su family enterprise to complete the listing and transformation, with a market value doubling several times, becoming the most rising new force in the business circle of City S. I won the annual Outstanding Youth Entrepreneur Award, stood on the highest award stage, and accepted the applause and praise of the whole industry. On the award ceremony day, Lu Tingzhou sat in the guest seat at the bottom, staring at me on the stage all the time, his eyes full of endless regret and reluctance. He once had the closest distance to this dazzling and excellent me, but he personally ruined everything. After the award ceremony, he blocked me at the exit again. His whole person was much haggard and depressed compared with half a year ago. The arrogance and nobility of the past were completely gone, leaving only endless loneliness and regret. Su-wan, his voice was hoarse and low, can we really not have a chance anymore? I can give up everything for you. The Liu family's inheritance, my status and wealth. I can give up all of them. I just want you to come back to me. This is the most humble confession of the proud young master of the Liu family in his life. In the past, he never thought that he would take the initiative to give up his wealth and status for a woman, and humble himself to beg for forgiveness. But now, he is willing to do everything, as long as he can get me back. I looked at him calmly, my eyes clear and calm, without any waves. Liu Tingzhou, you don't owe me anything, and I don't need your compensation. I broke off the engagement not to force you to repent, nor to wait for your apology. I just want to let myself go. My future is vast and bright. I don't have time to look back at the messy past. After speaking, I bypassed him directly and walked towards the bright future outside the venue. The sun shines on my body, warm and brilliant, illuminating all my roads ahead. Behind me is Liu Tingzhou's endless regret and lifelong crematorium. Beside him is the desolate ending of the green tea Jiang Shuang, who is nothing. And in front of me is endless light, infinite possibilities, and a brilliant life that belongs only to me. I used to be trapped in a transactional engagement, forced to pretend and tolerate. Now I break free from all shackles, sober and independent, walking freely in the world. No cheating scumbag to delay me, no green tea villain to calculate me, no emotional trivialities to trap me. All the growth and glory are earned by myself. All the darkness and grievance have become the foil of my brilliance. This life, I live for myself, shine for myself, never look back, never compromise. The scumbag regrets for life, the villain gets retribution, and I am brilliant alone. This is the best ending of a sober big female lead.